Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such usual good bot on Twitter X. And later today, we'll get another episode of Midnight Suns. It's been very enjoyable. I'm having a blast with the game. Again, the only nitpick so far that I can get on is the Abbey exploration mechanic there. The walking part, it's a little bit janky, but it's serviceable. Other than that, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. And continue with that theme, I got already here a lot of 4K completed gameplay series and also 1080p. If you want to check out any of those. So let's go to the news. Again, got continuing upcoming rumors and leaks and speculation regarding the RTX 5000 series. We got some. I think yesterday I didn't cover that much. Mainly the demanding of the wattage of the GPUs there. Again, seemingly there is a rumor that again the 5090 will expect to consume 550 watts, even though the board overall board power capacity should be around 600. The 580 should be going around 350 watt cards, watt power consumption, even though I think it's around 400 and something in terms of the thermal design power kind of a thing, because they are relatively different. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to see these things coming up. Again, supposedly there's going to be a 5090D or also probably a 5080D, given that supposedly the 5080 is around 10% faster than the 4090. And again, given the restrictions that United States puts on export laws for China, I will assume that we will see some D versions of these GPUs. Again, they will be toned down in in the sense of performance-wise, but I'm not sure how they're going to handle in terms of the chips. If we're going to, for example, some 5080Ds will be probably, I don't know, 5070 Ti Super juiced up to be equivalent to the 5080D. I don't know how they're going to do that. Um, Even though, again, it's more work that NVIDIA has to do to go around these export laws there, especially with the 5090. If the 5080 should be around supposedly 10% uh, perform better, 10% up to the 4090, I will assume the 5090 will be a huge jump if we take into account how well the 4090 performs over the 4080. If you take that relatively performance uplift, yeah, I don't know. But supposedly this is coming from AIB speculation, AIB partners. Again, supposedly people are still saying that probably it's going to be launched early next year. Probably it's going to be 5080, then 5090 in the beginning of the year. We'll see about that. And suppose they are preparing the GPUs, I don't know, throughout this month, like finalizing specs and all that jazz. Again, there is a lot of speculation here, so a lot of salt to be taken with this information. Yeah, even base clocks now, they are guessing around almost 3000 gigahertz. Probably the memory will be a little bit uplift on the 5090, and probably on the 5080 we don't know, but on the 5090 they will be around 28 gigabytes because it's a um, DDR7 memory, so it has a higher bandwidth. You can juggle around in terms of capacity a little bit better, and it basically gives around 4 more gigabytes of VRAM basically. um, but yeah, we'll have to wait how this will go, because it's a lot of mixed information. Nothing is confirmed. Again, with NVIDIA, it will be like 1 month before they will do. I just hope they don't screw up the launch as they did the last launch there with the 40 80 12 gigabyte stuff there, and the pricing. Let's see how that goes also. I think this is going to be a little bit more expensive that people are thinking. It's going to be more than $1,500 for sure. They will just jack up the prices there. They think they are on the high with the AI stuff there. But they might have a reality check if all the information regarding, for example, the 8000 series from AMD, the RDNA 4 GPUs, if they are in line with giving around 48-ish type of performance around that uh, for $600, give or take, I think will be a little bit of reality check, because people, again, it's preferable to spend around that value in terms of $600 to $700, have a kind of a good performance around 4080 in terms of rasterization, and around 4070 Ti super in terms of ray tracing. Supposedly, again, this is not confirmed information. I think people prefer to spend that, and then instead of spending $2,000 on a GPU, which, given that demands more power to be used, and the fact that you have the 12-volt power pin still happening with a lot of 4090s. Again, this is going to be a little bit tricky for them to see how this will eventually comes out. In terms of Intel, the RMA requests are chugging along, and they seem to not have any kind of stock availability to do the RMAs. Even though a lot of people supposedly are getting the RMAs through, in the sense they are validated, the CPUs are validated being on warranty, inside the warranty, and they are like the status is verified as a replacement, but people are asked to wait around 4 to 5 weeks. We got this is part of a Reddit thread, not Reddit, a Reddit post. People are asked to wait, and we got here also some emails, a screenshot. They're asking for people to wait around 4 to 5 weeks. Again, this is not good. It's a lot of time. It's like month and a half, give or take, to wait for RMA to be basically completed, which is not good. Because they even like to replace with higher parts or lower parts or even equivalent parts. It's they don't have basically any kind of stock, which again, this was predictable to a certain extent. Again, this is high-end CPUs, and they were hotcakes at the time to a certain extent. A lot of people bought them, and they basically don't have at the moment. I think they still are giving priority in selling the new stuff instead of putting them apart for the RMA, because Intel is it's very rocky in terms of the business side of things. Um, with the GPU stuff, the fab stuff, the process node stuff, that they basically had to give up on their own fab thing and put a lot of orders to TSMC. It's not looking good. Plus all the firings, I think 15,000 people are getting laid off basically. Yeah, Intel is not in good shape there. Hopefully they can turn around and start ramping up good products, and I don't know. This is a little bit tricky to get around this one. Hopefully they can solve the situation earlier, but I don't think 4 to 5 weeks, it's a lot of time for people, especially if the CPU is completely broken. I don't think it's an acceptable time frame there, but it is what it is, unfortunately. In terms of games, we got some news regarding State of Decay. State of Decay 2 is getting the final update soon, and after that, they will kind of let go the game, and they will focus basically on the State of Decay 3. I think I played the first State of Decay a little bit here and there. Very interesting premise, it was always very janky. At least that's my perception from what I played, at least from what I remember. The mechanics are kind of interesting, and the setup of the game there, the zombie apocalypse stuff, and how you can manage the bases and all that jazz, and you have to go in expeditions to for supplies and all that jazz. and the social mechanics also seemed pretty interesting. But the game seems always seemed to me a little bit janky, and basically I never played any of those. Even though State of Decay free, let's see how this goes. But yeah, update 38 for State of Decay 2 will be the long-standing, will fix a lot of long-standing bugs, add new quality of life improvements, and will permanently unlock all seasonal content. Basically, there was some Q&A here, but yeah, basically that's it. The game will not get out of store shelves or anything like that. Um, but yeah, I think they have the bounties, kind of thing like bounties. They will continue to cycle through. Again, I don't know what this is. I think it's a mechanic there. They will get around that. It will continue automatically, but basically they will drop the official support for State of Decay 2, and hopefully this update will fix everything that needs to be fixed. At least, again, it will not fix 100% of any kind of issues that players might have with the game, but I think the major things will be fixed, so they can basically focus on State of Decay free, and let's see how that goes. Yeah, hopefully State of Decay free, they can learn a lot from the previous two games and really put, given that even at launch, State of Decay 2, from the reviews that I remember, they will, again, mechanics are still a little bit janky. I think even the shooting and the stuff and that stuff, it was not very fluid, but with the updates that they and the support that they carried through State of K2, they improved a little bit on that side, and I hopefully hope that State of K3 will be a better launch than the previous two games. And I'm curious to see if it is something that I want to try out, because I like the the premise of the State of Decay. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. In terms of Microsoft and the Xbox stuff, there again, people tend to forget that a lot of porting is a lot of games have had some porting issues, and again, I think it's because of the Xbox Series S, because it's a lower end hardware. Again, I think there is a lot of issues optimizing the game for that platform, and trying to encounter kind of a compromise and maintaining the quality of a game, and finding compromise in being above 20 frames per second there. Again, I assume it's a lot of background work. This is coming after Enotria, the last song, game director, or the Chimaya CEO from the studio. Yeah, again, some people are alleging, they didn't allege. Basically, they were ignoring this developer for over 2 months regarding game. That's why they will come out on launch day, September 19, but for Xbox is delayed indefinitely so far. Yeah, but in the meantime, after a lot of pressure from in social media and everything, supposedly now Xbox has officially responded, apologizing to the developer for the lack of communication. So it's not an alleged accusations; it is because Xbox supposedly now confirmed that they were basically didn't give a shit about, I don't know, maybe a small developer. Um, First game from this developer. I don't know what happened there in the background, but again, that's a lot of suppositions there. But yeah, just to reiterate, it's not the first game studio to have issues with Xbox, and trying to port the game for there. You got, at this moment in time, Dune Awakening is shaping up to be a challenge, as mentioned in an interview that they did. Baldur's Gate 3 was also a huge hurdle to get through on Xbox. And also, I think Starfield was a little bit tricky also to come around that. I think they had some issues trying to optimize very well for the Series S there. Hogwarts Legacy also, if not mistaken. But yeah, hopefully this will be solved, given that in the reply to the Xbox, Giamma, um, director, CEO, already said that and released a statement officially thanking Phil Spencer for the team to reaching out so promptly to helping resolve the situation. Let's see how this goes. Maybe they will have in a couple of weeks a better sense of when the game can came out to Xbox. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that official information. This is kind of I was doing a video. I just did a roundup. Similarly, Black Myth Wukong has sold already 18 million copies, and there seems to be a confirmation, not official confirmation, but probably the expansion is confirmed to be in the works. This information regarding the expansion comes from Daniel Hu from Hero Games, which is at this moment in time the biggest external shareholder on Game Science. And he said basically it won't take long to see what's next for the series, as an expansion is in development. We already had some rumors earlier this week, so basically it's confirmed from his side. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And he expects that the game will sell around 30 million copies throughout his lifetime. Again, probably after the expansions come out and before the sequel, probably will achieve around that value, given that they already sold 18 million copies in about just 2 weeks of availability, which is again, you can see the contrast, selling 80 million copies in 2 weeks, and then we got the example of Concord shutting down after 2 weeks because they don't even can manage to reach 2 million in revenue. Again, a lot of stuff there to take in consideration. But yeah, good thing that good games can sometimes break records in a good way, which is selling a lot of copies. Again, I think that in China alone, there is no stock for PS5. They are they are selling so well that there is no PS5 stock on China. Yeah, people are just buying consoles just to play the game. And again, Xbox is losing those sweet sales because again, the same thing happening here. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, there is no Wukong on there on that platform. So it is a shame. It continues the thing. I don't know what Xbox, what Phil Spencer is doing on the background. I don't know if it is like to blame middle management of not doing their work properly. Yeah, the fact that they are losing a lot of sales because again, it's the launch of these games. They're selling a lot, and in your platform you don't have anything to sell for. You cannot take a part of this slice of the pie, which again puts itself a little bit trouble there. I don't know what the strategy there it is, but yeah, it's not good, not good at all. Then we got out of nowhere again another update for No Man's Sky. This time we got the Aquarius update. Basically, is a mechanic for fishing. You got quests for fishing. You got mechanics around that. You got some kind of floating platforms for you to fish in the middle of the water. I think you have scuba gear now also. Got new cooking recipes from the fish that you catch there. Yeah, got here deep sea diving suit. Got poster collection again. They just keep on improving there. Plus a lot of patches that has been made with this update. Again, these guys just keep on trucking and giving support on No Man's Sky. I think they are taking advantage also in the development of the next game that they have, which I completely forgot what the name of the game is. Given that it's basically an updated version from the same engine that they use for No Man's Sky, and I think they taking feedback in that in improving the No Man's Sky game there. And to a certain extent, Sean Murray is keeping his word of doing good for this game here. I think the game now is more well worth the price of admission here, and the fact that all these updates at all, they don't have any price tag attached to that. So I think it's a good deal there. But yeah, let's go for some gaming deals. We got again No Man's Sky is 60% off again with all these updates for only around $25. I think this game is again, I think it's pretty good deal here. We got also the Invincible here, 34% off. We got no souls. Souls, it's not souls. I think the last time I referred to as 9 souls, it's 9 souls. 20% off. We got the Long Dark, between 40 to 50% off, depending on the edition here. We got also Planet of Lana, 45% off. And then we got here Dome Keeper, 50% off. Again, this is kind of roguelike action, kind of tower defense kind of game here. Again, it's been out for a while, but yeah, they have overwhelmingly positive reviews all over the place, and I think this is one of those games that it's just one more game, one more game, one more game, and then you lose hours in this game. At least that's the feeling that I have from this game. Then on GOG we got Children of Morta. This is the complete edition, 71% off. We got Deadlight's Director's Cut. Again, this is a very small game. You can complete it in a I don't know, around 5 to 6 hours. I did a series on this. I think I did a series on this on YouTube. Must be one of the first series that I did on my channel. Very enjoyable. It's worth the price of admission. It's a stamp of approval for the price. You get a good experience here. We got also Dredge, 40% off. We got the Thaumaturge, 23% off. Kind of detective game here with some not spiritual fantasy. Yeah, isometric view seems to be pretty good. More focused on the detective side than the combat, but I think the combat is very serviceably enjoyable. But yeah, it's more about detective side of things here. Then we got Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition, so all the DLC here 80% off. And then we got Wasteland 2 Director's Cut Digital Deluxe Edition, which is very good, 75% off. And then Wasteland 3 Colorado Edition, which got this version got all the playable DLC for 75% off here. And I think these are pretty good deals. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up for today with a plug on my Patreon. At this moment, the support from the patron is in line for me to get a better storage solution, so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and also some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.